Artificial intelligence is a revolution which is happening right now. In this video we will see which stocks will grow thanks to this technology. But let's start with an overview to the markets which are reaching all-time high. Do we have space to go higher?
In the last few hours, all the major United States index touched new all-time high. So I'm very happy because at the beginning of the year, I made a prediction. And if you go on the Forecaster.biz website and you go in the video page and you scroll down the page until the beginning of the videos, you can find this video where I do my prediction at the beginning of the year. And I'm very happy because it's happening. We had the all-time high for the Dow Jones and all the other indexes, but we still have space. We still have upside potential. If you would like to check which is my prediction for the S&P 500, you can see the video. In the video, you will see that for doing the calculation of the fair value of the index, I use an Excel file. Today, you don't need it anymore because we have the rankings feature, which give you the fundamental analysis for all the components of the index. And so we are able to understand in a second if the index we are analyzing is under or overvalued. In this case, talking about the S&P 500, we still have space to grow because even if it touched new all-time high, we are still below the fair value. Anyway, another very interesting news, we have Nvidia, which is again on the all-time high. Also, in this case, I can tell you, you can go and see what was my idea many months ago talking about Nvidia. And I really believe we still have space, upside potential for Nvidia. So I'm very happy. But today we will talk about artificial intelligence stocks. Well, not really artificial intelligence stocks, but we will see which are the best stocks to buy right now that will take advantage of artificial intelligence in the near future. Okay, before to see the companies, I would like to make a step back, let's say, and I would like to talk about all the invention, let's say, all the revolution we had in the history of technology. And we have to start really far away, because the first time we had a real revolution in technology, it was the Industrial Revolution, the birth of the steam engine, which mechanized the production, marked the beginning of the first industrial revolution. It radically changed the way goods were produced and transported. After the Industrial Revolution, we had electronics and computing. It was the 20th centuries when we saw the first electronic machines and rise of computer, and of course it was 97/98 when we saw the first personal computer. And then, of course, everybody knows we had the internet, World Wide Web in the 90s. Here you can see the first website, Amazon website, Amazon.com website. At the time, they were selling only books. And as you can see, the web page was really different from the one they have today. But of course, the internet allow all the people to communicate and access information in a new way. no matter which kind of revolution we saw in history, no matter which technology born in history, but all the time we had a new discovery, a new technology, humanity has always benefited from technological discoveries. All the time, it was only matter of time. Talking about the steam engine, here we have a train. Railroad started to connect all the places all around the world. Talking about the computers, of course, all the sectors were revolutionized by this invention. Here we have an example of some boys and girls using the PC at school, but even all the other job changed a lot thanks to the computer. And of course, talking about internet, it's very easy to do an example, because if today I'm connected with the people all around the globe, today we have a lot of people, also a lot of people from United States, from Asia. We are so many, and so many people from all around the globe. We have also Mel today, my friend Mel, which is from the Hawaii Island. Hi, Mel. I'm really happy to see you here every week. So, of course, this is thanks to internet connection. And here we have Google Maps, for example, and bookit.com that allow many people to move all around the globe. The important point to understand, yes, humanity has always benefited from technological discoveries, but what changed thanks to these discoveries was the velocity of things, okay? Moving before trains was really tough because, of course, it's something people used to do with horses, so very difficult. Every kind of job was completely changed with the computers, because everything was much more faster. And of course, even with the internet, buying a book from Amazon is something that it's really quick, and you don't have to go and ask for a specific book and wait until the book arrive in your bookstore. Okay. Hi Mel, I'm really happy to see you here. So what I would like you to understand today is that, of course, we already understood that artificial intelligence is the next big thing. Okay, everybody knows it. We have, for example, the CEO of Google, which is Sundar Pichai, that always say that artificial intelligence is the equivalent of fire, talking about the invention, technological invention. And this is something astonishing, okay? What we have to understand is that every sector of the economy will be impacted from the artificial intelligence, as all the invention we saw in this presentation did with the economy during history, okay? So all the 5 sectors of the economy will be impacted. It's only matter of time, because you have to understand that artificial intelligence is something really cool, because it's like having a very clever person in a room, and if we ask something intelligent to a very intelligent person, we will get an intelligent answer, okay? So we have to understand that all this sector will be affected by the artificial intelligence, as the internet, as the computers, as the technology revolutionized all the sector in history. Very simple. If we take as example internet, okay, what happened in just 20 years is really simple. everything that was in real life, in real economy, was taken from the internet, let's say, and has been digitalized. What will happen with artificial intelligence is very simple. Everything we have today will be cleverized. I don't know how to say, I don't know how this will happen, but talking about listed stocks on the market, we already have some ideas. This is the first stock we see today, which is Rockwell Automation. These guys are involved in industrial automation and digital transformation solution. They are, of course, internationally, and they are based in the United States, but they are all around the globe, okay? And they are working a lot with artificial intelligence. Look, these guys are very interesting because they had a partnership with Microsoft. They had a partnership with NVIDIA. So they are really creating something really interesting in order to do what I was telling to you, put artificial intelligence in what they already have. So it's very interesting, guys, because we have a company which, even if in the last 2 years didn't grow a lot in prices, we still have an increasing dividend. Very interesting sign of a very interesting company. If the prices doesn't grow but the dividend grow, it's very interesting. Look, we have here the history of the dividend, and of course Forecaster is telling us which is increasing. Very, very interesting. If we switch to the fundamental analysis, we see that the company is quite big because it's $30 billion, okay. Financials, we have sales and net income, which is growing, very, very interesting. And talking about the fair value, we have a very interesting $400 per share, which is undervalued by 48% compared to the actual prices on the market. Very, very interesting company, very solid, guys, because we have an annual Z-score of 5, which is low risk of bankruptcy, in safe zone. We have a Piotrowski score of 9, which is the highest level for the Piotrowski score. So nothing to say about it. And if we go to value generation, we can see that the number of shares decreased during the last year, which is something really interesting for us as shareholder, because it means they create value for the shareholders. And also here on the right, we can see that the efficiency of the company is growing year by year, and this is why we have a resilient feedback from the forecaster. Okay, very, very interesting, guys. And if we see the overbought and oversold, we can see something very interesting also here, because look, if we go and we check the prices starting from this low, this one, we can see that all this part of the chart is an accumulation, okay? Because look, we have the Wyckoff indicator, which is growing, and in the same time the prices had a downward trend. So this means that during all this period, which started here from July, let's say, big investors started to buy this share, because here we have the Wyckoff, which is growing, and here we have the prices, which is declining, okay? And of course, we can also see here we had a huge buy point from some big investors. Very interesting company, guys. fundamentally speaking, undervalued. I'm really confident that in the long run, this company, thanks to the artificial intelligence, will do very, very well. Okay. Let's go on, guys, because we have another sector which, in my opinion, will be affected a lot by artificial intelligence, and is the medicine health sector, guys, because if you think about it, today we go to the doctor only when we doesn't feel well, and we pay in order to get medicine if we don't feel well, which is something a little bit stupid, because probably in the future everything will change, and I will be more than happy to pay a fee every month or every year, I don't know, in order to stay well, okay? And I think thanks to the artificial intelligence, this will be something that some companies will give to us. And for example, I think that in the near future, it will be possible to give all our data to a very big company like Johnson & Johnson. And thanks to the artificial intelligence, we will receive a package, for example, of vitamins and all the other things. I'm not a medical expert, so I don't want to say something wrong, but I think that this sector will be revolutionized by the artificial intelligence, and Johnson & Johnson is working a lot with artificial intelligence, and thanks to the computing power of artificial intelligence, we will have so many discover in this sector that I think the sales will grow a lot in this sector. Like in the previous case, we have a company which is going down since the 2022, but with a rising dividend, which is something really, really interesting. Okay, in 4 days, we will have the ex-dividend date. It means that if you will own Johnson & Johnson shares before this data, which will be in 4 days, you will get the dividend, which will be paid in 19 days. Okay, also here we can see very interesting situation for Johnson & Johnson, because it's the first time in his history that is doing 2 consecutive negative years. But as you can see, the dividend is growing, which is a really good sign of power from the company. But let's go to the fundamentals, because here we can see that the stock is undervalued. Very interesting. We had a decrease in sales, so it's something we have to watch carefully. But I really think in the long run we can see some very big results, because the company is very solid. We have no risk of bankruptcy at the moment, with an Alpan Z score of 4.39. We have a Piotrowski score of 7, which is in the green area, so it's okay. I mean, and the company value talking is very solid, it's very robust, as the forecasters say, because as you can see, also in this case, the number of shares are decreasing since the 2017, so this is something really good for us, and also the efficiency of the company is growing. So I really like this company, that at the moment is undervalued. Very big company, very interesting. next earning will be here, and of course here you have the ex-dividend date and the payment date. If you don't know something, all the time the forecaster tell you exactly what you are looking for, because we put it a description on everything. Okay, very interesting, very interesting. Also, technically speaking, we are in a very interesting situation, because as you can see, we have prices at the moment on a very strong support, which comes from the 2020. So a very important turning point for the company. Okay, of course, if you would like to check all this information and what this company is doing with artificial intelligence, is very easy, because you can go on Google and write the name of the company with AI, and you will find a lot of things. Something really interesting again, guys. Another really interesting sector that will be revolutionized by the artificial intelligence is the insurance sector, which is a very interesting sector, because Mr. Warren Buffett just disclosed today that for the last 2 quarters he bought a Chubb, which is an insurance company. Okay, let me see. Warren Buffett, Chubb. Here we are. 12 years ago, 12 hours ago, Mr. Buffett bought Chubb, which is an insurance company. I don't know if Warren Buffett is buying this company because he knows something about the artificial intelligence that can revolutionize the market of the insurance. Try to imagine how many fraud can be discovered thanks to the artificial intelligence. That's computing power, guys. Very simple. It will be very easy to understand if a client is asking money because he had a real accident or not. So I think that the insurance company in general will grow a lot in the future thanks to the artificial intelligence, but also the margins and the ROI for this company will grow a lot. In the case of United Health Incorporated, it's a very interesting sector, because you can have both the healthcare sector and the insurance, because of course these guys are working a lot with health in general. Okay, they are working a lot modernizing the health system thanks to the artificial intelligence. I don't want to go too deep inside this argument, but you can find many things on the web, on their website too. Okay, and the company, guys, is super interesting, because as you can see, the dividend is growing since ever. Very interesting. The fundamental page tell us that the company is undervalued, and look, this is the kind of sales and net income we would like to see in a company. Growing. Okay, it's very interesting. Very interesting. Of course, if we scroll down the page, we can see that the efficiency is growing, the number of shares is decreasing, so everything is fine, and I'm really interested in this company. Okay, Andrea is asking me, how did you find this company? Very simple, Andrea, thank you for the question. But if you go here on the top of your page in the Forecaster terminal and you go to ranking, you can find here all the indexes from all around the globe. And if you go to the S&P 500 and you just click here, best to worst, you can find all the best stocks for the index you are looking for, in this case S&P 500. And as you can see, for example, Johnson & Johnson is here, okay? So we found all this company. For example, Rockwell Automation is here, is the number 26 in the S&P 500. And of course, what I did is something even more interesting, because, for example, I have been here in the healthcare sector, which is very interesting. I searched for the most interesting stocks, for the best stocks for this specific sector. And as you can see, I found the Johnson & Johnson. So rankings are a very interesting feature that you can use in order to find bargains on every market all around the globe. Do you have questions, guys? Because I have another company, probably the most interesting one for today. Oh, well, we have also Robert. Ciao, Robert. Very happy to see you here today, because Robert has an Italian dad. He stay in the United States, but his dad is Italian. So I'm really proud to have you here, Robert. Thank you very much. So if you have any question, guys, please write it in the chat. Talking about United Health, is it the right time to get inside the company? If we go here, thank you for the question, very interesting. It's a very interesting moment. Of course, the most interesting one was here, with the chart turned green and a divergence between Wyckoff indicator and prices. But of course, is still very interesting if you would like to buy this stock in order to invest in it, because it's still a lot of, we have a lot of undervaluation. So yes, it's still interesting. Of course, if you can choose a specific moment, it's always better to wait for a new a lower low. For example, as I show you, for example, in the past, talking about LVMH on the CAC 40, the index of France, this is the best condition to search in order to go long on an undervalued stock. This is the best condition. And this is what we do, for example, and we are doing, for example, with Tesla, with Adobe, and many others, okay? But it's still good, yes. Of course, Leandro, we can see, you can see the recorded version of this video, and you will receive tomorrow in your email. Jabe, what the seasonality look like for this one? Of course, we can see. We are not talking a lot about seasonality today because we are talking about investing. But of course, it's very interesting. For example, talking about Rockwell Automation, we are in a very interesting situation because look, if we put the seasonality of 10, 20, we can switch off the 5 years, which is very recently. Okay, we can see that starting from 2 days ago, we can have an upside potential until December, which is really huge, because in the last 20 years, we had 70% of winning percent with a 25% of average return, which is very interesting. Okay, you can see the difference between a long trade in the last 20 years and the short one. Okay, so both the winning rate and the average return is better in a long trade. Okay, and as you can see here, we are in a very good situation because we are on a minimum. Okay, with Johnson & Johnson, for example, talking about seasonality, we are not in the same situation. Okay, we still have a period of downtrend. We could have a period of downtrend if we go here and we see, and we go also for the 20-year, and we see the statistics, we can see that a long trade in this specific period is not the best. Okay, and as you can see, in the last 5 years, we had 100% of short trade went well. Okay, but I mean, so it's always better to check also the seasonality, but of course we don't have 2 hours today, we just have 45 minutes. Let me see. Perfect. Jabe, thank you very much for your question. Last one, guy, we have a very interesting company, which is Twilio. Yeah, I think the name is correct. They are very interesting, these guys, because look, this is their website, and they create a system, electronic system, let's say, in order to give customer support and doing online marketing and these kind of things. They work with many brands. They also work, for example, with the Airbnb. They work, I saw an example here on the website. They are working with Domino's Pizza, and look, they decreased by 65% the customer acquisition cost. They increased by 23% the Facebook conversion. I mean, they create many tools in order to do marketing and selling and many things very interesting. As you can see from the number, they are growing in terms of sales, but they are still losing money, and this is why they are interesting. I discovered this company because we are looking to implement artificial intelligence in the Forecaster, because as you can probably know, we have thousand, so many data. So using artificial intelligence with all this data could be really interesting, and we found this company which give a solution, of course, also with artificial intelligence, because now here we are, because of course, if you have a lot of data and you put artificial intelligence, you can imagine how things can work really smooth and really fast. But this is a company which can give us a really good value, because at the moment the price is very low, of course, because they are losing money. But as we saw in a previous video talking about, the video was called how to find the 10 buggers. Okay, you can of course find it on the videos page here. Yeah, here we are. This talk can make you rich, how to spot 10 bugger. Okay, spotting 10 bugger is kind of easy, because you have to find a good a company with a good business, not a good company, a company with a good business in a sector which will grow in the future. And here we have a good company with a great product that will benefit from artificial intelligence in the future. But This company has a problem. They lost money. So what we have to do, very simple, the same things we did so many times in our history. We have to wait for the first quarter with the profit. Look, this company never had a profit, never had a positive net income. So what we have to do is very simple, guys. We like the company, we like the product, we like the sector where they are, we like the future of the company because they are working a lot with artificial intelligence. Perfect. We need to do just something very interesting, which is click this button and look, next earnings added to your calendar. Very simple. Now, our calendar, which you can find here on the left, but you can also open from here. Look, in August will tell us that this company will release the results. If we will have a positive net income for the first time ever, we will go and we will buy the company. We will buy the shares, okay? Because as you can see, if you look the history of company, the moment where they closed a quarter with profit, if the company is good, if the product is good, and they have a good future in terms of, like in this case, artificial intelligence, boom, the stock start to grow. And look, here we can see something interesting because we still had a loss in 2023, but the loss is less than the previous year. So this is a good sign. And I think some big investors are already buying this company because look, we have our special Wyckoff indicator, which starting from the beginning of 2023 is growing, guys, a lot, while the stock is here. So in my opinion, we can of course wait until the first quarter with the profit, but someone is still buying. Okay, Jabe, thank you very much for your feedback. Guys, thank you very much. I would like to see you next week, guys, because there will be a very interesting webinar. We will see, of course, everybody are talking about artificial intelligence, and of course it will be the next big thing, but here we have a new trend, a very scary one. People are no longer having children. This is true, and I will show you the data. I will show you everything, and I will tell you how declining fertility will affect the world economy, and of course, we will see one or two stock to buy in order to gain from the declining of fertility, which is something is happening right now all around the globe. Also in Africa, the number of children are declining. Okay? If you need something from our side, don't be shy. Please write an email to info@forecaster.biz. You can find it on every page in our software. And that's it, guys. See you next week. Oh, thank you, Sin. Sin just wrote my favorite day of the week. Thank you very much. See you next week, Luca. Whoa. Where is you, Jabe? Because it's 3 a.m. Where are you? New Zealand. Thank you very much, Jabe. I'm really happy. I can tell to my friend that I have a friend in New Zealand. For sure, they don't believe me. Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.